have a brand new feature to introduce you to. This wasn't even in Craig's slides. We are bringing fun effects into the messages camera. Let's take a look. I have a message here from my partner. It looks like he's informing me that he's bought our dog, Ferdinand, yet another tiny dog hat. This isn't even the first.
All right.
I think this is the perfect opportunity for a response with this new fun camera. So I'll tap to pull up the camera, and then I can see this little star over here on the left. Tapping on that gives me a strip with all sorts of new effects. So I could add things like shapes or text. But let's check out these filters. Ooh, so this is comic book. It's really fun, but for a response about a tiny dog hat, I think I'm gonna go in a different artistic direction. So what I really need to do is add a sticker from one of my favorite sticker packs.
That's cool.
Ferdy looked really excited about that new dog hat, so I'm gonna put him right here. And now we have an all-new way for you to use Animoji. I can apply my favorite Animoji right here.
I think it's so
live.
cool that I'm recording this. Little weird.
Here's the emoji I just created.
Maybe not.
But I actually have just the one. It's of me in a very similar red hat, which is kind of perfect for twinning with my pup. So I'm gonna set up my shot, snap, and send. And that's a demo of the fun new effects and messages. Back to you, Craig.
So that's Memoji and some fun new effects in the camera and messages.
That's cool.
Next, let's talk about FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Yeah. FaceTime is the way that so many of us connect with people in our lives and share some of our most important moments. And it's helped us deepen our connection with people important to us wherever they are. And of course, it's a fun place just to hang out. Now, this year, FaceTime is going to take a big leap forward because today we're introducing Group FaceTime.
Group FaceTime! Finally! Group.
You'll be able to FaceTime with 2 people, 3 people, actually up to 32 simultaneous participants. Now, setting up a group call couldn't be easier. Just instead of typing one person's name, you can do many. You can ring them by tapping audio or video. But we also introduced a great new way because FaceTime is now integrated into messages. So you can quickly go from a group chat you have going directly in to a group FaceTime. And members of the group can join in and drop out at any time. It's really great. Would you like to see it? Well, let's do a demo.
I'm live, right? Yeah, I think so.
Well, I think for our first live demo of group FaceTime, I'm going to contact the folks back in Cupertino. I can just dive into this conversation I have going with the members of the FaceTime team. And it looks like actually they're already on a group FaceTime call, so I'm just going to join right in.
Just the camera a little bit so you don't see that section right there. All right, here.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Now check it out. So it's this beautiful FaceTime UI. We have these big, gorgeous tiles right up front where you see some of the leaders of the FaceTime team. And down at the bottom, there's an area we call the roster that contains everybody else. And of course, I'm right there in the lower right-hand corner.
Hey, Craig. Wait, am I on the big screen?
Yes, Lauren, this is not a test. You're in front of 6,000 of your biggest new fans. Now, what you probably noticed is when Lauren spoke, her tile automatically got larger to reflect her prominence in the conversation. This is totally automatic. Hey, Roberto, how's it going back there in Cupertino?
I'd say it's going pretty well. And Lauren, sorry for stealing your spotlight.
So this works, of course, for people in the roster as well. When they speak, they come forward. Hey, Christopher, you ready to make your big entrance?
Oh.
Finally, my moment has come. Hello, world.
No. Well done.
Hey,
now, you can control this
people.
too. So if I want to
Might be a
bring Woody
little
front and
crazy,
center,
might be a tad
I just
laggy at
double
first.
tap. There he
That's
is.
cool.
Now, Woody, your baby is performing admirably here.
Thanks, Craig. It's exciting to finally be able to share group FaceTime with everyone.
It sure is. Now, we have not only all of this, well, we've also brought the fun effects to the FaceTime camera. I can just tap in, and I have access to Animoji, filters, and all of my sticker packs. And everyone else on the call can apply them too. Wow, now this is the future.
Hey, Craig, check this out. I'm a comic book koala, something I've always wanted to be.
I'm glad you've finally been able to express that side of yourself, Roberto. Hey, Tim, is that you?
Yeah, it's me. I signed up to help test FaceTime.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim. Every little bit counts.
Happy to help, and thanks to everyone on the FaceTime team for making it a reality. I can't wait to start using it every Sunday night to call the leadership team.
Looking forward to that, Tim.
That actually looks like it.
Of course, what I'm really looking forward to is getting group FaceTime to everyone on iOS 12. Thanks, guys, for a fantastic call. We'll see you back in Cupertino.
Bye, Craig.
So that's group FaceTime. It works on
It's the
iPhone,
first part of the live
iPad,
stream.
and Mac.
I'm getting back
and you can
into it
even
now.
answer an audio
pretty
on your
cool. So
wrist
far, like an
on your
iOS
Apple
12.
Watch.
Oh, WatchOS 4?
So that's FaceTime and messages. And this is iOS 12.
See,
Improved
I
performance,
missed the photos.
new
Kinda
AR
got a little bit of the AR
experiences,
kit.
Siri suggestions, screen time,
I see that.
Memoji and fun effects in the messages camera, and group FaceTime. I hope you like it. I'm going to hand it back to Tim. Thank you.
iOS 12. That's it. Hey, emojis. Ooh,
Thank you, Craig.
I don't think we got a dark mode.
iOS 12 looks fantastic, and we can't wait for everyone to get their hands on it. Next up, I'd like to talk about the Apple Watch. When we began development of the watch many years ago, we had a vision for just how impactful and essential it could become in our lives. So we worked very hard to create something that you would love and want to wear all the time. And customers do love it. In fact, Apple Watch is #1 in customer satisfaction. And not just this year, but every single year since we launched in 2015. And growth has been off the charts. Apple Watch grew 60% last year. We're constantly hearing from customers
60%?
about the many ways that the Apple Watch has changed their lives. I'd like to share just one of them with you this morning. Mary Dobson was boating with her husband, John, when due to a medical condition, all of John's muscles went completely limp, and he fell into the ice-cold water. With her arms wrapped around John to keep him from drowning, Mary could not reach her phone to call for help. But with her Apple Watch, she was able to call Siri, or to use Siri to call 911. Rescuers soon arrived and saved John's life.
Wow. Even though don't buy the Apple Watch in the screen, don't watch the video. It's the best
As
Apple
Mary
Watch
told
out there,
us,
man. LTE
if it wasn't for my
useful.
Apple Watch,
Sometimes.
he really would not be here today.
Wow.
This is just one of the many
Hey, that's
stories
me.
that we've
Press
heard
entry.
about how Apple Watch is impacting people's lives. They range from getting people to be more active, to helping users live a healthier life, or even to alerting users to an elevated heart rate. Apple Watch brings such amazing capabilities right to the wrist. And of course, at the heart of this is watchOS. We're excited to introduce watchOS 5 today, which brings even more ways for you to stay active and connected. And I'd like to hand it off to Kevin Lynch to tell you all about it. Kevin?
Here we go. Here's a feature of watchOS.
Good morning. You know, stories like that about how Apple Watch is supporting people around the world in even extreme situations like Mary and John's, but also in their daily lives is really super motivating to us as a team.
Motivate.
And there are things you do every day that shape your life. An Apple Watch has 2 key areas it's working to help you support those activities every day.
Every day.
First, staying active to increase your well-being and health. And second, being connected to the people and the information that you care most about. We're moving watchOS forward in both of these areas. Let's start with health and fitness. Now, much of the power in the health and fitness features that we put in Watch are really empowered by the investment we do to make sure the data you see is accurate. The data from our custom-built heart rate sensor, accelerometer, gyro, GPS are all thoroughly validated. In fact, from our fitness lab, we've studied over 6 terabytes of data, where 12,000 study participants logged over 90,000 hours of sessions. They actually burned 2.3 million calories doing this. We believe this is the largest biometric data collection of its kind. And we take this information and we work to integrate this seamlessly with the user experience. So when you raise your wrist and you look at your activity rings, the information is not only accurate, but it's also meaningful to you. We really love hearing about your focus on closing these rings.
Because if it's accurate.
And we really enable this through a number of ways in Apple Watch. First, of course, we do daily coaching so you can see what your goals are for the day. We also support celebrations when you achieve your goals.
Yeah,
and we have special edition challenges, like the most recent Earth Day challenge that we did. And on a monthly basis, we do monthly goals that are personalized to you. And of course, the Activity app also supports activity sharing, which has become one of the most popular features of the Activity app. Many of you love the excitement of good old-fashioned competition, though. So in watchOS 5, you can challenge any of your activity sharing friends to a 7-day competition whenever you would like. And if they accept, you each try to win the week by closing your rings and earning points. You earn 1 point for each % of a ring that you close. And while you're in the middle of a competition, your progress notifications are updated to not only show you the progress your friend's making, but also where you stand in the competition.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
And when you win, you receive a new award. We're really excited about this addition. And if you're competitive, it gives you a whole new way to enjoy the Activity app.
Not many.
Now, when you're doing...
Some of them do. All of them.
Now, when you do want to go do a workout, there's a lot of workout types you can choose from.
You're adding more.
And they all have custom algorithms to measure things like calorie burn, pace, distance, elevation gain. And when you're swimming, it even counts laps and detects what swim strokes you're using. And with Gym Kit, your metrics are in sync with your favorite gym equipment. We're really excited to bring more enhancements to workouts in watchOS 5. Starting with a new workout type for yoga. Now, this works primarily from your heart rate. And we calibrate this to your fitness level through the rest of your day. So now you can more accurately track those yoga sessions, including those intense vinyasa sessions.
That's cool, yoga.
Now we've also added a new workout type for hiking. This takes into account pace and heart rate and elevation gain, so you can more accurately get exercise credit while you're hiking in steep terrain or really long stages.
Series 3 has a barometer, Series 2 and 1 don't.
And Apple Watch has become a really great running companion, especially now that we've added GPS and cellular and music streaming. We're making this an even better experience now for training runs and races. In addition to current and average pace, you now have the option to keep track of your rolling mile pace, which is how fast you ran the immediately preceding mile. You can also now set a custom pace alert, so your Apple Watch will tap you when you're above or below the pace that you've set. And finally, runners will now get cadence, so you can see your current steps per minute. We're really excited for runners to try these out.
Yes.
Now, there's sometimes when you forget to start a workout on Watch, but you've started working out. And to solve this now, we're adding automatic workout detection.
That's good. Automatic workout detection.
So your Apple Watch will now offer to start tracking a workout if it senses that you're beginning one. And even if you press start sometime after you began working out, you'll get retroactive credit for the workouts that you did.
All about that. Retroactive credit.
And these start alerts will support all these great workouts on Apple Watch.
A rolling mile.
Now, when you reduce the intensity of your movement or your heart rate decreases, but you forget to end your workout, of course, Watch will also detect that and suggest that you stop.
Yeah, to finish it too.
So all these new features, activity competitions, the new yoga and hiking workout, new features for runners and automatic workout detection are all enabling you to more accurately track your workouts and stay motivated while you do.
Is that it for watchOS 5? Because you can do
Now let's talk about being connected.
Being connected.
Apple Watch enables you to remain in the moment while also easily connected to the people and information that you care about.
kind of wish.
And the introduction of cellular made this even better. You can stay connected even when you're going out for an evening, running some errands, or even going for a swim. Or stay in touch when your phone might not be easily available to you. And staying connected with people you love is something that our customers love about Apple Watch. You can easily make or receive a phone call, and you can hear the emotion and tone on the other end of the voice as you talk in real time. Or you can use messages to have impromptu, short conversations with loved ones in a message thread. In watchOS 5, you'll have an entirely new way to communicate on your watch. That's real-time voice, but with the spontaneity of short messaging.
Did you steal my chips?
Maybe.
I cannot wait till you go to college.
Introducing Walkie Talkie. This is a new app on Apple Watch. It's a fun, easy way to talk with friends and family. Let's take a look at how it works. First, you choose who you'd like to enable walkie-talkie with, and it suggests some people that you often communicate with, so you can easily add them. Now, the first time that you do this, your friend will receive a one-time request to allow a walkie-talkie connection with you. If they accept, then you can speak to each other with walkie-talkie whenever you like.
Isn't that just
and to do this, you just press to talk, and then your friend can hear your voice, just like a walkie-talkie. And they're going to feel a haptic and hear a beep-beep sound right before your voice comes out. And this new watch-to-watch connection works over cellular or Wi-Fi. It has really high audio quality, and it's a lot of fun. We can't wait for you to try this out. That's walkie-talkie.
Oh, walkie-talkie. Interesting.
Now, last year, we introduced a Siri watch face, which presents the right information to you at the right time.
That's what they did.
And Siri does this using machine learning. So it's going to get better at predicting your actions over time by combining inputs like the time of day, your location, your daily routines, or which apps you use when. We're making some great enhancements to the Siri watch face now. First, we're adding new content. So now you can get live sports scores, you can get commute time home or to work, or you can see your heart rate, for example, after a workout, or your resting heart rate. And we're also adding Siri shortcuts. Those shortcuts you saw coming to iOS 12 are also going to be available in watchOS. So in addition to getting relevant information, you'll also receive predicted shortcuts right on the Siri watch face. So at a wrist raise, you'll be able to directly do things like turn on your leaving home scene, or start an outdoor walk, or play your favorite morning playlist. And these shortcuts appear based on whether you... Now with watchOS 4, we introduced an entirely new way to listen to music while you're on the go. You can stream 48 million songs on your wrist with Apple Music, or you can listen to automatically synced and curated playlists. And now, with watchOS 5, we're giving you even more to listen to.
Wait, podcast, isn't it on here?
That's right. The Apple Podcast app is coming to Apple Watch. Upcoming episodes from subscribed podcasts will be automatically synced to your watch, so you can get them right there. Or you can just ask Siri to stream a podcast for you, and it'll start playing. And playback resumes across all your devices, so you can continue just where you left off. So that's podcasts.
That's not bad, not bad.
Now, those are the great new features coming in watchOS 5 to stay connected with people and information that you care most about. Interactive notifications, web content, new content and shortcuts in the Siri face, podcasts, and of course, walkie-talkie. Now, we'd like to show you this stuff live, in action, and we thought we'd increase the challenge a bit in our live demo here today to keep it interesting. So Jules, who helps lead our fitness experiences, is actually going to do the demo while biking.
Wow, biking?
So Jules has expertise in coaching, and she knows how to move and demonstrate, motivate all at the same time. Take it away, Jules.
Thank you, Kevin. I've got some great stuff to show you that I think you're really going to love. And bonus is I get to work on closing my rings while I do it.
Yeah, close
so
those rings.
First, I'm super excited to show you how easy it is to start a workout with Gym Kit. I just tap to connect and accept on the watch. And now I can control and start the workout right here from the console on the bike.
I know how it is.
All of my data between the watch and the bike is in sync, and all of my workout metrics are accurate. Now, I wouldn't typically be trying to demo things for you and sneak in a workout at the same time, but I want to show you activity competitions. And to do that, I need to keep moving. This morning, I got this notification, and it says, your competition with Jay is down to the last day, and it's a close one. Have you got what it takes to win? Have I got what it takes? You bet I do. But if I scroll down, I can see that Jay has moved ahead of me by a couple of points, and that's not okay because this thing ends tonight. So I think I'm going to add a little resistance to this workout here and work to earn as many points as possible and move ahead of Jay by the time this demo's done.
Hey, move ahead of Jay.
I can simply tap here and send him a little smack talk to let him know I'm coming for him. Let me show you interactive notifications because I have dinner reservations tonight that I made through Yelp. If all goes well here, I'm going to go out with my girlfriends from work to celebrate. And because we all know that Jay's going to lose this competition, maybe I should invite him along so it can be his treat. Now I can simply add to the number of guests and confirm right here in the app without ever having to open it. It's that simple. Now in watchOS 5, notifications from apps are smartly grouped together. And here are a couple messages from my friend Catherine. We're trying to get to a yoga retreat this summer. And it looks like she sent me a link. Now I can tap it here and see if she's found somewhere great for us to go. Oh yeah, this looks beautiful. I'm already in, but I could continue to scroll through the site, maybe read a little bit more about the retreat, even check the dates to make sure that they work. And I can do all that right here from my wrist.
Try to take notes. So.
Let me show you the enhancements that we've made to the new Siri watch face. At the top here, you see the workout that I'm in right now. And when I'm ready to get back to it, I can just tap. Next up is Glow Baby, because it's about this time each day that I check the app to see if my husband has logged our 1-year-old's nap. Oh, good job, baby. He slept 2 hours. And you parents know that good naps equal good nights, so I'm looking forward to that. All right. As I scroll through my day, I can see my next meeting. I can see traffic and directions to places that I'm going later today. Here's that dinner that Siri found in my calendar. And waiting for me at the end of my day is a shortcut to my evening meditation with 10% happier. Nice.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now, I want to check back in on this competition, but I thought it might be a good idea to get a little moral support from my #1 fan. And you heard Kevin say how walkie-talkie is so great for staying in touch with close friends and family. So I set my daughter up with walkie-talkie so that she can help demo what it's like to receive one and maybe give me a little bit of love up here. Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is.
Mommy, I see you on TV.
Isn't that fun? How am I doing?
So good. I know you'll beat Uncle Jay. Hashtag mommy for the win.
Thanks, Peach. I love you.
It's just like calling.
And that's how walkie-talkie works. All right. The time is now to check in on this competition and see if I have done enough to pull ahead. I'm going to tap into activity and swipe over to see the score. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay. But the day is still young. Thanks, everybody, and back to you, Kevin.
Way to go, Jules. So in watchOS 5, we've enabled even deeper integration on the watch for apps, enabling them to work right in the moment. And apps can include interactive controls within notifications, so you can quickly do more without even opening an app, like extend your parking with Pay by Phone. And with shortcuts, there's also new opportunities for third-party apps to appear on Apple Watch right on the watch face. You can tap on a shortcut on the Siri face to order coffee, rent a bike, or pick up where you left off in a workout. You can even use your custom Siri commands that you created on your phone to speak on your watch. And for native apps building rich experiences, we've improved the Workout API for greater performance, and we've added the ability for third-party apps to play background audio. This enables you to easily sync things, of course, like audiobooks, favorite playlists, guided meditations, right to your watch, and they'll be able to play continuously in the background. Now, there's so many other features coming in watchOS, including things like the ability to customize the button arrangement in your control center, or you can add an air quality complication to your watch face. But one really exciting one is student ID cards. You're going to have the ability to add your student ID card to Wallet on your iPhone and Apple Watch. This works by simply holding your watch near a reader. Anywhere you can use your student ID cards on and off campus. You can get access to places like your dorm or the library or events on campus. You can even pay for things like snacks or laundry or dinners. And this works with your watch or your phone, and it will be available this fall, starting with these universities, and will expand to more campuses over time.
Oh, thanks for special.
Now, this is also Pride Month, and we're really excited to introduce an all-new Pride Edition watch band. And we didn't stop there. We made a beautiful new face that matches perfectly with the band. And the face and the band are available today. And if you'd like to use the new watch face, you can choose to add it from the watch face gallery starting at noon today. That's just some of what's coming in WatchOS 5. Thank you very much. Back to Tim.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. WatchOS just keeps getting better and better. And we're excited for you to try all of these great new features to help you stay more active and connected. Next up is Apple TV.
Apple TV,
Last September, we introduced Apple TV 4K, and our customers love it. Since its introduction, the Apple TV business has grown an incredible 50%.
50%?
Today, we've got some great new enhancements to Apple TV 4K and tvOS, and we think you're going to love them. So I'd like to invite Apple TV lead designer Jen Foltz to the stage to tell you all about it. Jen?
Product I don't have. And my question is, so far all software, are they going to like sneak peek any hardware?
Apple TV is built on an incredible platform.
Any hardware?
tvOS. And tvOS is built specifically for the living room to make it easy to enjoy your favorite TV shows, movies, apps, and games. Now, as Tim mentioned, last September, we introduced Apple TV 4K with the goal of bringing the highest quality cinematic experience right to your home. It offers both 4K and high dynamic range, including support for HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Time said the new Apple TV is a high-fidelity powerhouse. And to ensure you can enjoy this beautiful experience with as much content as possible, iTunes offers the largest collection of 4K HDR movies.
Largest collection? All right.
And we've upgraded your previously purchased movies to 4K HDR for free on all available titles.
We already know this. We already know this.
There are also, thank you, there are also many 4K and HDR TV shows available from popular services like Amazon Prime Video and Netflix.
Oh, it's Netflix, that's right.
And we know what makes for an amazing cinematic experience is not just great picture quality, it's also incredible sound. So Apple TV 4K is bringing you the latest in audio technology. Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos.
With Atmos, you get room-filling sound, the perfect complement to the stunning visuals of Apple TV 4K. Now, what makes Atmos so special is that unlike a traditional surround sound setup where sound is assigned to channels like the left or the right, Dolby Atmos has the ability to completely immerse you. Atmos moves sound in three-dimensional space, creating an experience with powerful audio that flows all around you. It puts you right in the center of the action.
Right in the center.
All this with a home theater setup as simple as a Dolby Atmos-enabled soundbar and an Apple TV 4K. In fact, Apple TV 4K is the only streaming player to be both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos certified. And this fall, iTunes will be bringing you the largest collection of Atmos content anywhere. And just like with 4K HDR, your iTunes libraries will be upgraded to include Dolby Atmos on all supported titles for free.
Automatic upgrade. All about those free upgrades, Apple.
Now, of course, these movies and so much more are available in the Apple TV app.
Oh, you're gonna add something
the Apple TV app is the center of your video experience. A single place to find and watch what you love across your favorite apps. It's on Apple TV, iPad, and iPhone, where you can find not only on-demand TV shows and movies, but also live content including sports. The Apple TV app now offers a huge range of live sports.
Alabama.
And we've added live news to make it even easier to stay current.
Live news.
The addition of live sports and news providers brings the coverage of the TV app to over 100 video channels, giving you a massive selection of content all in one place. With all this, Apple TV is the best box to connect to your TV. And that's now more true than ever, as more and more cable companies fundamentally shift how video gets to your TV. This typical cable box is becoming a thing of the past, as these companies embrace internet-based delivery.
Yes, internet.
And many of them share our vision of Apple TV as the one device for live, on-demand, and cloud DVR content. And we've already started working with partners around the world to make this a reality. In France, we're working with Canal Plus.
Canal.
Almost a third of French households subscribe to Canal services. And their subscribers can now choose Apple TV to access more than 100 live channels and some of the biggest sports, including the French Open in 4K.
Hey, the French Open.
In Switzerland, we've partnered with Salt. Salt just launched a new TV service with more than 300 live TV channels.
Wow.
And it's available exclusively on Apple TV. And I'm really excited to announce that here in the US, Charter Spectrum will be coming to Apple TV late this year.
Charter Spectrum? I don't even know what that
is. That means that up to 50 million homes will be able to choose Apple TV to access all their live channels and thousands of on-demand programs. And they'll be able to use Siri and the TV app to get access to their TV service, not only on Apple TV, but on iPhone and iPad as well.
Hopefully it doesn't, because then it's annoying.
Now, with nearly any cable subscription, you can get access to dozens of video channels, like ESPN, Showtime, NBC, and many more.
Telemundo.
But it used to be really painful to set up, having to authenticate each app individually. I'm sure all of you have seen that 6-digit code you have to go online and type into a web browser.
Yes.
Well, last year we introduced single sign-on. Enter your cable credentials only once, and we unlock all of the apps your subscription supports. Well, now we're making it even easier with zero sign-on. So now, if you're on your TV provider's broadband network, we'll securely and automatically unlock all the supported apps included with your TV service.
That makes sense.
No credentials needed, it just works. Charter Spectrum, this is really awesome. And Charter Spectrum will be the first to support zero sign-on, and we'll be adding more providers over time.
Can you please add Xfinity Apple?
We're also giving you even more options for ways to control your Apple TV. For example, you can get quick access on your iPhone, where Apple TV users will get the Apple TV remote automatically added to Control Center. And for those that have installed home control systems, we're working with the leading providers so that you can use their remotes to control your Apple TV, even including support for Siri. At Apple, I love working with an amazing team, designing for a product that I enjoy every day and on the biggest screen in my home.
Apple TV?
I get to watch all my favorite movies, TV shows, and more.
I think they're kind of like filling
over 48 million songs, including the best metal on Apple Music.
Now, there's not a lot of features.
All of my photos, videos, and memories.
Which is all right.
As well as thousands of apps and games that many of you have built.
Gaming, but you know, they're not going to.
And Apple TV brings some amazing views right to my living room with aerials. Now, one of the questions I get asked the most about aerials, especially by my family members, is, where is this? Well, this fall, with just a tap of the Siri remote, you'll now be able to see every aerial location. And you can even swipe between locations, so you can see even more. And today, I have an incredible new location to share with you. For the past year, we've been collaborating closely with an amazing partner, filming some stunning footage from around the world with a very unique vantage point. And here it is.
Space?
Earth.
Called it. I just said space. I called it. What?
This is filmed by astronauts aboard the International Space Station. You can see Sicily just off the boot of Italy. And check out that Mediterranean Sea. The blue is just phenomenal.
That is Sicily.
So here's a fun fact.
And that's the boot
The
of
space
Italy.
station makes an orbit every 90 minutes. So that means they get 16 sunrises and sunsets every day. And with all those sunsets, nighttime can be
crazy.
Particularly stunning, the way those urban areas pop with light. Here we are flying over South Korea toward Japan.
Hey,
You can
South
see
Korea.
Tokyo coming into view
Where's
at the
North
top,
Korea?
some
Is that
distant
North Korea
stars,
right there?
and
Yeah, I
even
can
the
see it.
upper reaches of the Earth's atmosphere,
Japan?
which is that orange band enveloping the Earth.
It is cool. Just gotta say
And
that.
here's one that might look a little more familiar. This is the Northern California coast heading southward. You can see
I'm
Lake
sorry,
Tahoe
I'm
surrounded by
California.
snowcaps and the San Francisco Bay. These are truly incredible
Hey,
and
I wish
offer
I had
such a
Apple TV
unique
so I could just,
perspective
put
on the
that
world.
on my TV.
I'd like to give a
That's cool.
huge thanks to the International
I have
Space
a smart
Station
TV which
National
kinda
Lab
already
and
does that,
CASIS
but not
for all their help
aerial
in making this a
photography.
possibility. These are going to look incredible at home in 4K
They are going to
HDR.
look incredible.
So that's tvOS. Apple TV gives you amazing picture and sound with 4K HDR and now Dolby Atmos.
If I'm going to be
And
honest,
the Apple TV app is the
slightly
center
disappointed.
of your video
slightly
experience.
disappointed.
Available on Apple TV, iPad, and iPhone,
TV,
it's the
Apple
one
iPhone.
place to find all your
One
favorite
place
TV
to
shows,
find
movies,
everything.
sports, and news.
Not
And
bad.
with that, I'll hand it back to Tim. Thank you.
Ooh, handing it back to
Thanks, Jen. Apple TV 4K and tvOS look and sound awesome. You're really going to love it. Next up is the Mac.
Sound amazing. Oh,
And Apple-
macOS.
Yeah.
macOS. Yeah.
We
macOS.
love the Mac. The
Who
Mac
doesn't
was the
love the
first
Mac?
computer that made powerful
Gamers, that's it.
technology so easy to use
Just
and put the customer at the
saying that
center
Mac
of the
features
experience. And of course,
That's
that
what I do.
remains at the
Make it as
core
soon as
of
it's
all
flat
Apple
screen,
products.
Even though no one's watching this,
For more than
upload
30
it
years,
for memories.
the Mac
This is
has
how I use it,
empowered
for
people to
memories.
create all
my
kinds of
passion.
amazing things,
Like
from
I
the
did
personal
the video.
to the professional.
Even though I missed
Today,
it.
we're excited to
First
take
slight
Mac
slim
a huge leap
high
forward.
of the live stream.
The
What
next
time is it now?
version of
2:36.
macOS is chock full of new features inspired by pro users,
What is the name? What is
but
the name?
designed for everyone. I'd like to bring Craig back up to
Because
talk
last year
about
they
it.
did this whole
Craig?
thing where they just added high Sierra to it. What is it
again.
called? Don't tell me it's going to be like super high Sierra.
Mac, it's true that Mac OS is the heart of what makes a Mac a
Or are
Mac.
they just naming it Mac OS?
And we want as many Mac users as
just be
possible to
naming
have
it Mac
access to our latest software. And that's why 6 years ago, with the introduction of OS X Mavericks, we began offering our Mac OS updates free for Mac users.
It
And
wasn't
2013
free?
was also the year that we first
It used to not
introduced
be free?
our California naming theme. Now,
California
after
naming
spending a year by the ocean, we not only modernized the look and feel of Mac
I don't
OS,
live in California,
but we
so I
headed
don't
to
know.
the mountains with Mac OS Yosemite.
Yosemite.
Now, as you may be
Sierra, and
aware,
High Sierra.
our naming of Mac releases is handled by our crack marketing organization. And as you probably
just said
noticed,
crack.
they went on a 4-year mountain-bound
High
bender.
Sierra.
In El Capitan, we added Metal, our groundbreaking graphics technology. In Sierra, we brought Siri to the Mac and extended our capabilities and continuity. And last year, with High Sierra, we focused on
Sierra.
deep technology, preparing the
Marketing
Mac
team. I
for
can't believe you
future
said that.
innovation.
All right, what's the name? What's the
Well,
name?
this year, we've made some striking changes to Mac OS. And we've left the high country for a place entirely different, but no less beautiful.
Is it going to be Death
and
Valley?
here still
Death
in
Valley?
California.
Is it
And I'd like
Death
to
Valley?
take you there now.
Oh, a video. Death Valley.
Our next release of Mac OS is Mac OS Mojave.
Mojave. The
Now, Mojave is beautiful during the day, but what really captured our imagination was the beauty of the desert at night. And this inspired one of our most distinctive new features. And I'd like to show it to you now.
Do not disturb mode. Oh, we're getting a video. Oh, we're not.
So here we are live in macOS Mojave. And I'd like to show you a new side of Mojave. We call it dark mode. Now, as you see, dark mode is not just about the dock or the menu bar. It extends to your Windows Chrome, your sidebar, and even the content of the Windows. And it's so great for pros. It makes photographic content absolutely pop off the screen. It's just gorgeous.
Those pictures are beautiful, stunning.
So nice. And this is great not just for photography,
I'm gonna be using
but when working on presentations or documents. It's also great doing ordinary things if maybe you're working in a dark environment. Just look at calendar, and even mail
two people could do it
in dark mode. It's so great.
And then photos,
and I think
using AI.
Some of us are going to want to run dark mode just because it's so cool. I mean, your emoji look great. Your photos look great. I mean, check out your album art in music or your For You feed in Apple Music. But I think one audience that's going to especially appreciate dark mode are some of you here in this room, are developers, because Xcode looks fantastic in dark. Whether it's your source code or even interface builder and all of its inspectors, they just look fantastic.
My movie's already in dark mode, so.
And that's a quick look at dark mode. Now, we were so inspired by this changing desktop wallpaper that we decided to add a new feature to Mojave that I think you'll enjoy.
Changing wallpaper?
It's called Dynamic Desktop. And when you're using it, your desktop actually subtly changes throughout the day, from morning to afternoon to evening. It's really cool. Now, there's much more to Mojave that I'd like to share with you through demos, and it starts with the desktop. Now, the desktop is so crucial to how many of us use our Macs. When we have files that we're actively working on, we often put them on the desktop. But the result can be
on a PC,
a desktop that looks something like this.
I don't game. I don't.
And so now in Mojave, we have a really great solution, and we call it desktop stacks.
Yeah. It could get messy.
All of the contents of your desktop are automatically arranged into these stacks. They can be arranged by kind, by date, or even by tag. And they're really easy to use. You just click on them, you can see all the contents in the stack, double-click to open a document, and put it away. And they stay organized. So for instance, if I bring forward mail, maybe I drag an image out, I want you to watch what happens, because the image flies right into the right stack. Now, you can also scrub your stacks. So for instance, I'll just scrub across this stack. You see I can select between different photos, pick one up. Actually, let me just hide mail here, mid-drag. Got a little excited with my, with all of my stack action.
A little mistake there for a second.
So I can just drag this out and drop it in just like that. And that's a quick look at stacks.
I don't think we really hardware though. Here we go, Finder.
We've also brought some great new changes to the Finder.
Are you gonna organize this now?
I'd like to show them to you now.
Yes.
Now, it starts
Organize Finder
with a new view. We all enjoy using icon view, list view. There's, of course, column view. But now we've added an all-new view called gallery view. Has a big preview up top, a set of thumbnails along the bottom. It makes it easy to preview images, video, presentations, documents, spreadsheets, PDFs. And of course, with images, sometimes you want to know more detail about, for instance, how they were captured. And now the new sidebar in Mojave really helps because it now supports full metadata. So you can see around your photo the camera you took the photo on, the kind of lens, the aperture settings, and so forth. It's really handy.
That's cool.
And you'll notice also along the bottom, there's this new area called Quick Actions.
One day
And Quick Actions let you act on the current photo. So for instance, if I have a photo like this and I want to edit it, I don't have to open it and go or do a new app. I can rotate it right here inside the Finder. It's really powerful. Now, this sidebar is available in other views of the Finder. So for instance, I'm just going to bring up the preview pane here, and I'm going to do a multi-selection of a PDF as well as several images. And you'll notice that the Quick Actions area is contextual. So it shows me Create PDF as an option. I'm going to click Create PDF, and it's going to assemble all of these photos into a PDF just like that. But what's really great is these actions are also customizable. So you can create automator actions and assign them to buttons here inside of Finder. So you'll notice that now that I have this PDF selected, I have an option to run a custom automator action that I've created called Watermark PDF. When I click it, my custom action runs, and my document is watermarked.
Thank you.
Just like that. And those are some quick enhancements to the Finder. Now, a tool that I think many of us love when working with files is Quick Look. And now in Mojave, we've made Quick Look more powerful than ever by integrating markup. Let me show you how it works.
Wait, what's Quick Look?
So you see down here, I have a permission slip in it's a PDF document. I'm just going to hit tap spacebar to Quick Look it. And you notice now I have the option to invoke markup. I click, and now I have access to my markup tools, including my ability to sign this document. Yes. I can just drag out my signature like this.
Finally.
And I'm done. Now, this works for all kinds of files. So for instance, with images, I can rotate and crop. And with video, I can even trim right here inside of Quick Look.
Rotate video? I don't understand.
That's a Quick Look at Quick Look. Next, I want to talk about how we capture content on our Mac, because one of the tools I think many of us use all the time is screenshots. And we've made screenshots more powerful than ever in Mojave.
I don't even know how to do a screenshot. I know I've used it before.
So let's take a look here at a web page. And I'm just going to take a screenshot in the traditional way. I'm going to screenshot a selection of the page. And I want you to watch what happens in the lower right. I get a thumbnail instantly of that screenshot. That out. Magnify. It's that easy. But now we've also made it easier to access a variety of tools. So when I bring up my screenshotting, you see I am presented with this HUD that tells me I could capture the entire screen, a selected window or selection, but we've also added screen capture for video right into screenshotting. Let me show you how that works. So I'm going to go to a web page here that has an animation running. I'm going to bring up my screenshotting tools and say to record the selected area.
You could already do
this. Make a nice selection
just
here.
With quick capture. Now
okay, and I'm recording just like that.
Screenshot?
Of course, I can manipulate the app. So all will be reflected in my recording. And when I'm done, I can click the stop button right up here. And now you notice I have this thumbnail in the lower right. Well, I can actually pick this up and drag it into a new space and incorporate it right into a document, just like that. Now, we further enhance the way you capture content, and that brings me to continuity. So Mac users love continuity for the way it lets us work across our devices with things like AirDrop, or the ability to unlock your Mac using your Apple Watch.
Yes, AirDrop.
When it comes to capturing content, we all walk around with one of the best content capture devices in the world in our pockets, our phones.
And video.
And so we wanted to take advantage of continuity to bring that to the Mac with a feature we call Continuity Camera. Let me show you how it works. So here in my keynote presentation, I have a space that's just waiting for a new photo. And on my phone right here.
Are they going to add Memoji?
Well, when I select this object, I can choose to take a photo. And I want you to watch what happens when I select this to my phone. It automatically, immediately lights up, ready to take a photo. So I can take one like this.
There's a little lag on the stream.
And when I do,
no way.
I can select Use Photo, and it appears directly in my document. Isn't that cool? Now, this works as well for scanning documents. So here I have a place where I could use a scan. Once again, I'm going to select from the menu, and this time Scan Document. Again, my camera lights up, this time right in my document scanner. I just scan like this. I can save it, and my scan goes immediately in. I think I forgot to push the save button. Sorry about that, everybody. There you go. Appears immediately in my document. Thank you. And so just like that, I can take photos, stills, and even capture video. And this is a quick look at some great new features in Mojave.
Mojave. That's just in Mojave. There's practically dark mode.
Next, I'd like to turn to apps.
Oh, we're not done.
We are bringing news to the Mac.
News? Is it on the app?
Now, news has all of the stories you've come to expect from news on iOS, and they look amazing on the Mac display. You get top stories picked by our editors,
are they gonna add
trending stories, you're personalized for you, and that's not for me. And
already on here. Is stocks in here?
You also get this great new sidebar where you can drill in and jump right to the topics and channels you follow. News is going to be great. We also have stocks coming to the Mac.
Yeah,
now, you get your stock prices combined with high-quality business news. It's delivered from Apple News.
Crypto
shows you your watch list with your prices. On the left, you can drill into this interactive chart to get more information. And of course, great news. We're also bringing voice memos to the Mac. Now, voice memos is the most popular voice recorder on iOS. And so many of us use it to capture music recordings or lectures. And now that voice memos syncs via iCloud to your Mac, you can take those recordings that you make and, for instance, drag them right into GarageBand as the foundation for a song. Finally, thrilled to announce Home is coming to the Mac as well.
Home, is it on the Mac?
You have all of your accessories here. You can run your scenes, as well as monitor your video cameras. And, of course, with Siri, you can command your home with your voice. So those are 4 great new apps coming to Mojave.
4? Here, you can zoom out.
Privacy. Next, I'd like to talk about security and privacy.
Yeah,
privacy. You know, one of the reasons that people choose Apple products is because of our commitment to security and privacy.
It's true.
And we believe that your private data should remain private. Now, not because you've done something wrong or that you have something to hide, but because there can be a lot of sensitive data on your devices, and we think you should be in control of who sees it. Now, to begin, we protect your information on your devices using state-of-the-art hardware and software. And this year, we're adding greater protections about how apps can access that information. Today, Apple devices check in with you before granting an app access to information like your location. You can tell because you'll see an alert just like this one. And macOS already provides API-level protections for things like contacts, photos, calendar, and reminders. But now in Mojave, we're extending these protections to include your camera and your microphone, as well as protecting sensitive parts of your file system, like your mail database, your message history, and your backups. And all of this is protected by default for any app that you run on the system. That's important protection. Next, I want to turn to some great enhancements to Safari. Because Safari works really hard to protect your privacy, and this year it's working even harder. Last year, we introduced intelligent tracking prevention to dramatically reduce the ability for apps to track you across websites using cookies.
Cookies?
This is the kind of thing where you look at a product on one site, and you move to another site, and somehow this is just following you wherever you go. Well, we've all seen these these like buttons and share buttons, and these comment fields. Well, it turns out these can be used to track you, whether you click on them or not. And so this year, we are shutting that down. Now, if you do want to interact with one of these, or one of these apps tries to access that information, you'll get this, and you can decide to keep your information private.
Yes.
Now,
like how they put Facebook.
Next, let's talk about fingerprinting.
Their data.
You know, data companies are clever and relentless. And in addition to cookies, they use another method called fingerprinting. And here's how it works. Just like you can be identified by a fingerprint, it turns out that when you browse the web, your device can be identified by a unique set of characteristics, like its configuration, its fonts that you have installed, and the plugins that you might have on the device. And these data companies can use this set of characteristics to construct a unique fingerprint to track your device from site to site.
That's cool.
With Mojave, we're making it much harder for trackers to create a unique fingerprint. We're presenting web pages with only a simplified system configuration. We show them only built-in fonts. And legacy plugins are no longer supported, so those can't contribute to a fingerprint. And as a result, your Mac will look more like everyone else's Mac, and it will be dramatically more difficult for data companies to uniquely identify your device and track you. Now, we're bringing all of these new protections to Safari on both Mojave and iOS 12.
Oh,
next,
iOS 12.
Let's talk about the Mac App Store. And to do that, I'd like to invite to the stage Ann Ty, our product marketing manager for the App Store. Ann.
Last year, we launched a completely redesigned App Store on iOS.
Got a fidget spinner.
Every day, we celebrate apps, games, and developers. We've written more than 4,000 stories for the New Today tab, and hundreds of them have each been read by more than 1 million people. The response has been incredible, and we've learned a lot.
You guys hear it?
We've got a bunch of great new features coming later this year that we'll cover in sessions. This year, we are turning our attention to the Mac App Store. Since it launched in 2011, it's changed the way we download and install software for Mac, making it easy with one click.
App Store is amazing.
It's the biggest catalog of Mac apps in the world.
Sure. Yeah,
it's also a trusted and safe place to download software, and trusting where you get your apps from has become more important than ever. Developers can distribute their apps to 155 countries and get worldwide payment processing, and it offers seamless software updates from one place. This adds up to a great experience for our users.
A great experience for our users.
We've spent a lot of time thinking about what people do on their Macs and wanted to create a place organized around those themes. So we've redesigned an all-new Mac App Store from the ground up, and we're thrilled to show it to you now.
Still using that dark mode in.
It's got a beautiful UI that should feel familiar, but new, and designed first and foremost to be a great Mac app. Starting with the new Discover tab, where each week you can find in-depth editorial about the best Mac apps through stories and collections, and see what's most popular with top charts. Here's a story about musician and founder Kareem Morsi. Learn about how he uses his app, DJ Pro 2, and get inspiration for your own set. Helpful videos autoplay so you can see what apps are capable of before downloading them. Visit the all-new Create, Work, Play, and Develop tabs, where you'll find helpful recommendations and expertise around each theme. Here's the Create tab, where you can find apps that bring your artistic ideas to life. These tabs will also help you make the most of apps you might already have, with tips and tutorials even the most expert users will find useful. The Work, Play, and Develop tabs share the same beautiful design, And you can still browse by category on the Categories tab.
Photography.
We've redesigned product pages too, bringing many features over from iOS based on our learnings there. It has more useful information, like video previews, available on the Mac App Store for the first time. An app's rank if it's charting, and if it's been named Editor's Choice.
All right, so they said, I'm sorry.
Ratings and reviews are now front and center. And these are so important for app discovery. So we're introducing a Ratings and Review API for Mac apps. Now it'll be easier than ever for people to leave feedback. We're really excited about the all-new Mac App Store. We've talked to some developers already, and they're really excited too.
They said 1 o'clock.
Like Microsoft, who will bring Office 365 to the Mac App Store later this year. And Adobe is bringing Lightroom CC. Panic is bringing Transmit. And Barebones is bringing BB Edit. And many more great names are coming to the all-new Mac App Store too. We can't wait for you to check out the new Mac App Store. Now, I'll hand it back to Craig.
So we think the Mac App Store is going to inspire whole new generations of apps. And so we want to talk about some of the technologies that will be behind some of that next generation. We spoke earlier about ARKit. I want to talk about 2 more. And let's start with Metal.
Yeah, Metal, yeah.
Now, Metal is the technology to get the highest performance graphics and computation from graphics processors. Metal was designed for modern GPUs. It's incredibly efficient. And that enables amazing console-level games like Fortnite from Epic to run great for the first time on mobile. But Metal also enables these games to scale to take full advantage of modern Macs. In fact, across iOS and the Mac, there are over 1 billion Metal-enabled devices.
Fortnite.
And we're constantly making Metal better. To bring the highest GPU performance and reach of all Macs, we've recently added support for external GPUs.
External GPUs, that's what they do.
And this is powered by Metal. And the results are truly mind-boggling. For instance, running a filter in DaVinci Resolve, look at how it scales on the incredibly fast iMac Pro as you add up to 4 eGPUs. Now, the results are even more staggering when you take a 13-inch MacBook Pro and add eGPUs to it, achieving up to 8.5 times speed up. It's pretty awesome. Now, eGPUs also enable Macs to achieve all new levels of performance and realism in 3D rendering and gaming.
That's the new one.
Now, this beautiful forest you see here, this isn't a video capture. This is from Unity's new Book of the Dead interactive demo, and it's being rendered live right now on a MacBook with an eGPU powering this display. I mean, doesn't this look amazing? Now, of course, because this is rendered live, we can check what's up ahead. So let's start walking. Now, Unity is using Metal's unified graphics and compute to generate real-time lighting and complex post-processing effects. So cool. And that's all rendered live on a MacBook running with an eGPU. It's pretty great.
Any gaming compatibility stuff?
Now, another place where we're doing incredible acceleration with Metal is in machine learning. And today, ML specialists usually use one of these third-party libraries to train their models using servers. And now it turns out we can accelerate tools like this with our new Metal Performance shaders. We're seeing speed-ups of up to 20 times in using the GPU with Metal instead of CPU-based training. And while speeding these tools up is great, we actually think there's a better way for most developers. And that's training on the Mac you already have, using a great new tool we call CreateML. Now, CreateML is designed to let you train without being a machine learning expert. You can train vision and natural language models. You can bring your own custom data, and it's really easy to use because it's all built in Swift. In fact, you can use Xcode playgrounds to train your model. Just drag one in to your training set, and you can drag in your test set as well. And the training is all GPU accelerated, so it's incredibly fast. Now, as an example, we worked with Memrise. They're a developer who uses the camera to identify objects and speak them in multiple languages. And in the past, they would train their model with 20,000 images, and it would take them 24 hours to do so. Well, now, with CreateML, they can train that same model in 48 minutes on a MacBook Pro.
On a MacBook Pro, which is portable.
And on an iMac Pro, it's just 18 minutes. And what's even more incredible is that model, in the past for them, was 90 megabytes, and now it's just 3 megabytes. It's a huge difference. Now, we also are making models run much faster on device using CoreML2. Now, CoreML is our technology for high-performance on-device machine learning, and now it's better than ever. It's 30% faster in on-device processing using a technique called batch predictions. And you can reduce your model size by up to 75% using quantization. And so that's CoreML and CreateML. You no longer have to be an expert in machine learning to build those techniques into your app. Now, these technologies are redefining what's possible in apps. And they're common not just to macOS, but also to iOS. And the fact that the Mac and iOS share so much technology has led people almost every year to keep asking us the question, are you merging iOS and macOS? So I'd like to take a moment to briefly address this question. No. Of course not.